Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to Kiki's Kitchen. I am doing a little bit of cooking this afternoon. I'm actually doing it for a small wedding tomorrow. And I'm going to show you and remind you when you are doing things like a fruit tree or vegetable platters, just different things and different ways you can, use different vegetables. So one of the things that looks beautiful and is delicious are mini sweets. I mean, look how beautiful those colors are. Now, I don't like them raw. Well, that's not true. I do like them raw. But I'm gonna put these as a part of a vegetable platter, actually a big vegetable display. And so I like them roasted. The same is true with broccoli. I love broccoli, and I like broccoli raw well enough. But truthfully, I like it roasted so much better. And then it gets cold. I'll chill it and I'll put that on my vegetable platter and I'll serve it with ranch dressing. So something different than your same old, which the same olds will be on there because they're great. Cherry tomatoes and sliced celery and cucumbers and all of those good fresh things. But these are just a little bit different. And this is what will kind of set your vegetable platter off into a little different direction. So what I have done is I have washed all of these. I have put them on this towel over here, put another towel on top of it and rolled it around because I want them dry, because I'm gonna sprinkle some olive oil on them. Now you can do this on the cookie sheet if you would like to, but I find that I feel like I get more coverage with less oil when I do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss these, and then I'm going to season them with this Cavendar's Greek spice. This is got salt, pepper. It's not spicy. It just has a great combination of flavors in it. But it does have salt, so you don't need to salt it. So I want to spread these all over so that I get them good and coated. And then I'm gonna put them on my cookie sheet. Now I know you guys have to think that I'm crazy for like doing it this way, but it just seems to work the best way for me. So my cookie sheet, now that of course my hands are a mess. Hang on one second. And let me get this off my hands. Of course I could have done that easily with a spoon, but you know me, I like to play with my food. Okay, so I have one of my extra big cookie sheets lined with foil and sprayed, because even though it has even though it is already coated with olive oil, they can still stick. So I'm gonna take my Cavendars. I'm gonna liberally, and I mean liberally, be generous. Vegetables will take a lot, that's the truth. Then I'm gonna get a spoon. Got one right here. And toss them. I'll put them on the cookie sheet and I'll do it again. My oven has preheated to 400. And I'm going to put them in the oven while they are in there, which will probably take every bit of 20 minutes to get them cooked, if not a little longer. While they're in there, I will get the broccoli prepared. Now, truth is, I don't like to put two big giant pans, whether it's cookies, whether I'm baking, no matter what it is, I don't like to put two big pans in my oven. It just doesn't, it seems like it deflects the flame and things on the bottom cook quicker than the thing. I just would rather do it twice. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And when you put these on your cookie sheet, I want you to make sure that you don't spurt across the room, because you know one of these are gonna go flying. You know, that's just me. But don't let them overlap. You want them all to be flat on that cookie sheet. Whenever you overlap things like vegetables, potatoes, whatever you're doing, it steams them. And we don't want that. We want them to get roasty. This is truly this is such a great addition to your vegetable platter. So anyway, let me get these on here and not bore you with this, and I'll be back when we're starting to prepare our broccoli. So hang in there one second. Okay, I thought I would actually come back after once I got them all on here, and I did not shoot anything across the kitchen, believe it or not. So I am just showing you how liberally I want you to use this Cavendar's. It's wonderful. I'm telling you, you will love this. And like I said, it's not spicy. It's just got a lot of good warm flavors. All right, so how pretty is that? Seriously, these are in the oven. I'll set the timer for 20 minutes, but it probably will take a little bit more than that. So now let's start with our broccoli. Knife would be good. Here we go. So these are my heads of broccoli. Now you see these little leaves. You want to take those off, which you can take them off as we slice it, as we go, but you don't want the leaves on there. So I want to cut the bottom off, and I don't want these great big stems, but I do want it about that big. I want all of my heads intact. And I'm going to put it over here on my towel, again, because I want it to dry, because I want the oil to stick to it. But I want them, because these will shrink up for sure. So don't make little itty bitty pieces when you're going to roast. If you're gonna eat broccoli raw, then yes, cut it up, because it's so fibrous. And it gets to be, to me anyway, it's a little chewy, and it's a little tough. So see, like when they get that size, then I just cut the whole little pod in half and use that whole little pod instead of cutting these up individually. Because like I said, truly they will shrink. You will be amazed. So I just don't leave a huge big stem. I leave a little stem on there, as you can see. How about this size? See that? But I don't leave a big long stem on there. Like that, too long. So let's just kind of cut it off. So I am going to trim up all of this, and then what's going to happen is, once I get this all on this towel, nice clean towel, I'm going to put this other nice clean towel right down on top of it, and I'm going to press out the moisture. I'm doing that because more moisture means steam. We don't want steam, right? But also because I want the oil to stick to the vegetable. And so that's why I'm doing it. So let me continue along here. You just kind of get in here and cut them down into what will be the bigger pieces. And then just kind of trim them up a little bit. You know, that's fine. That's fine. So let me do this, and I will be back when I'm going to trim them all up, dry them off, put them back in that same pan, coat them with olive oil, and hopefully by that time these things will be almost ready. So hang in there. Okay, so I have taken them off the cookie sheet. That was actually exactly 25 minutes. Some of them have got a nice brown top to them, but this is what they're gonna look like. They're kind of like shriveled up. That's what they're supposed to look like. They're baked mini peppers, and they're just delicious. So good, so good. So let's put these over here. And I am going to take these ones here, and I did want to show you this. I mean, I know sometimes that I get really basic, but for those who don't know, I'm sure it's appreciated, right? So for you seasoned cooks, just be patient with all of us. So I'm going to take another clean tea towel, and I'm going to put it over the top, which I've already done this, but I'm going to put it back over the top of my broccoli and just press down to get any really excess moisture. You know, you're gonna have a little, but that's gonna pick up most of the excess moisture. So I'm gonna put it back in my big pan here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna sprinkle it with olive oil. I'm gonna put more Cavendars on it. Cavendars has all the spices that you would use, and it's just, like I said, if you haven't tried it before, I urge you to. And similarly, if this doesn't all fit on one pan, then I'll do it in two makings, because I don't want to overlap them or crowd them on my cookie sheet, because I don't want to steam them. I want them to get a little crisp on the edges. So again, now this takes a little bit more oil because they're a little bit more dense. You know, they've got their little flowers on them, right? So let's toss them around and get them coated. So sorry, my hands, the only way I can do that, so that I can feel the coating on every one of them. There we go. And they all are nice and glistening. And I can make sure I'm rubbing them into what's in the bottom. So I make sure every single one of them is touched with that oil. So now I'm gonna take my Cavendars. I'm gonna do just what I did before. I'm gonna generously season them. Toss them around a little bit. And let me get my other cookie sheet. And this cookie sheet still has some oil from my peppers. It's gonna give it a lovely flavor. Just a lovely flavor. But this, honestly, I will so try to take pictures for you, because the colors, I'm gonna do a platter that has just sliced oranges, but it's gonna kind of have orange wheels with blueberries in the middle. Looks kind of like a flower. It's just pretty. You know me. I love to play with my food. So, and you know, when they say you eat with your eyes, I mean, that is a true enough statement. Because if you think it looks pretty, then your brain is already set in that mode that it's gonna be good. I think I can do it all. Let me just mess it around here a little bit. I'm trying to get these to be flat so that the bulk of them get some, because they'll caramelize. They have sugar in them, and they will caramelize. If you are on a keto diet, this is one of the best snacks ever. My husband, now I won't do it because I think we're probably in the minority here, but my husband loves this. I will cook them until they caramelize a little bit, but my husband wants his burnt. He wants his charred. And when I say burnt, I mean char on the man. I don't mean smoking burnt, but that's how he likes them. But when I'm doing this for the masses, I'll be a little shy of that, that's for sure. So now I want you to notice how full this cookie sheet is. Everything, you know, I mean, they're touching, and that's okay. They're not overlapping. Everybody's touching the board. I'm gonna season them again, but I want you to notice how full that is. And when I take them out, I want you to notice how separated they are, because they do shrink up that much. So when you are thinking about doing this, and you know, this is, so, you know, once they're roasted, you can put a cheese sauce on. Of course, I'm serving them I'm gonna let these chill, just as I'm gonna let those chill, and I'm gonna be serving them, you know, with raw vegetables and a dip. But you can serve these cold. You can put a cheese dip. You don't have to put anything on them because they're just that good. They'll stand alone, that's for sure. All right, so I'm gonna go back. And now I'm gonna be a little bit more precise, making sure that I can see spice on every one of these guys. And my oven is still at 400, and it will still probably be another 20 to 30 minutes. So like I said, my peppers for that big tray of peppers was right at 25 minutes. And these are also good. You know, last week I did pasta salad. I did a white and sweet potato salad. These are also good in those salads too. Roasted vegetables are awesome in those salads. So, okay, I'm putting these in the oven, and I'll see you in about 25 minutes. Hang in there. Okay, so our broccoli is out, and I want you to see that it's browned. It's not as crisp as I would do it if I were doing it for myself and my husband. We like it really crisp. I would let it go another 10 minutes if it was me. But I did this for 20 minutes, and it's perfect for the masses, let's just say. So hang in there if you want to still see some just different ways or different ideas for your vegetables and fruit trays. Hang in there. Let me balance this and not spill it. Okay, now you might think it's odd that I would actually bring you in on celery. I mean, celery is celery. It makes a great crunch factor on your vegetable platter, but celery is celery, right? So, you know, of course I cut off the end and wash each piece individually. I cut it down the middle and cut it into thirds. You know, that's pretty standard size, right? And I'm doing this for tomorrow, so I'm gonna put them all in Ziploc bags, and then I'll just take them and throw them on the platters. But what I did want to share with you or show you, so now you have this end, right? So the middle part of this is a good piece of celery. So I want to cut this middle part out. I want to trim both of the ends of it. It's a sweet piece of celery. So I'm going to keep that. But I'm also collecting these, and they're here. Here's my little bag of all my leaves. First off, there's so much flavor in leaves that whenever you are using celery, you know, there are times when I sneak it into chicken soup. I just have to put it in whole and take it out and mush it up. It's a whole big thing. My husband, I have to hide the celery. It's called hide the celery. However, these make the prettiest little garnishes on your platter, you know, to put, because they're completely edible, of course. And you can take something that's all blue and add a few little pieces of this and make it green and just make the platter pretty. They are so many different colors of green in there, from the yellow green to the really, you know, nice dark celery green, as it were. Save them and use them for garnish, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I just thought I would bring you in on that little piece of celery. I'll bring you back when I've got something else interesting. Whoops, sorry, the TV was on. So I got watermelon, I've got watermelon cut up, and what I want to tell you about watermelon is that if you get mint, and this is actually, I bought a mint plant because it was cheaper than buying the spearmint. But if you get the mint and you cut this up and just mince it up and spread it all over, A, it looks pretty, and B, it's beautiful. So try it. I'm going to end this video because that's really the only interesting things I have for these. I will be back with more though, so stay tuned. Bye.